Hello Tamers, and welcome to the second quarterfinal match of the Roundtable Conference, Yggdrasil vs. Masaru. Masaru has the first move. Security setup. Digimon standby. Let's open the digital gates. Hatching, Koromon evolves into Agumon. Then, for 3 cost, Agumon is played. On play search, 1, 2, 3, 4. They choose to add ShineGreymon to the hand. Turnover, and in the breeding phase, the host computer of the digital world, Yggdrasil 7D6, enters the field. At the start of the main phase, it absorbs a second copy of itself from the top of the Digitama deck. For 6 cost, they play the option card, Purge of the Royal Knights. 1 draw from the hand, Alphamon is placed under Yggdrasil's evolution cards. The Purge is placed in the battle area, and with 1 Yggdrasil inheritable, memory +1. Turnover, Agumon moves out. For 2 cost, it evolves into ShineGreymon. But unfortunately, they have no Masaru to play with its on-evolve. Next, the other Agumon will evolve into Agumon X. On-evolve search, 1, 2, and 3. They choose ShineGreymon. Then, for 3 cost, ShineGreymon evolves into ShineGreymon. And on evolve, a BT-12 Masaru is played at no cost. Turnover. At the start of the main phase, another Yggdrasil is absorbed. With 3 evolution cards, Yggdrasil can now reduce the cost of a Royal Knights by 7. So for 7-7, 0 cost, Magnamon enters the fray. And for 6, they play another copy of the Purge. 1 draw, Gallenmon is placed in Yggdrasil's evolution cards, placed in the battle area, and with 2 Yggdrasil inheritables, memory +2. Turnover, hatching, Koromon. But of course, at the start of the main phase, Masaru's effect triggers. Paying 1 cost, he is treated as a Digimon for the turn, and immediately goes for security. And with his suspension, Agumon X will now evolve into ShineGreymon for no cost. ShineGreymon's on-evolve now allows them to check their security. And there is a Masaru among them who is now played for free. So since a card was played, recovery +1, shuffle, redeploy. Now with BT-13 Masaru's on play, he is suspended, inflicting -3k DP to Magnamon and gaining 1 memory. Finally, the inheritables can resolve. EX4 Agumon gives 1 draw, while ShineGreymon and Agumon's inheritable send another -4k DP Magnamon's way, depleting it to 0. With its all turns effect, Yggdrasil gets to draw, but with that, the blocker is eliminated. Now there is nothing to stand in Masaru's way. Check! But it's 4k DP on Omekamon, so Masaru is taken out. But of course, with ShineGreymon's all turns effects, he can now be placed on top of their security. Next, Koromon evolves into Agumon, but unfortunately, Masaru seems to be bricking just a bit. He has no choice. For 4 cost, ShineGreymon will evolve into ShineGreymon X. And on evolve, they have no tamers to play. Turnover. And at the start of the main phase, Yggdrasil will absorb the 4th and final copy of itself. I'll start a new stack here. First, for 3 cost, Sistermon Blanc is played. On play, Alphamon is trashed from the hand for 2 draw. Yggdrasil currently has 5 evolution cards, so it can reduce the cost of a Royal Knights by 9. So for 11-9, 2 cost, here comes Jesmon. On play, with 1 other Digimon on their field, it can delete any number of opposing Digimon up to a total DP of 8,000. They choose the upper ShineGreymon. Newt. Turnover, Masaru bumps the memory up to 3. Active, draw, Agumon is kept within the raising area. Now first, for 3 cost. Imbued with Masaru's Digisoul, ShineGreymon X will now transcend into the shining dragon of lights, ShineGreymon. 1 draw. On evolve, 1 opposing Digimon and all opposing security Digimon get -3k DP for the turn for each red and or yellow tamer you have in play. Because of Jesmon's all turns effect, both it and Sistermon Blanc currently have +1k DP, so at 4k, -3 wouldn't be enough to deplete Blanc. They aim it at Jesmon instead. And now, by returning Masaru to the hand, charge! Digisoul, burst! It's time! ShineGreymon's flames will blaze up, temporarily exceeding the heat of the sun, as it burst evolves into ShineGreymon Burst Mode. 1 draw. On evolve, of course, Masaru is played again. And until the end of the turn, it is a Digimon with Rush and 12k DP. And of course, he immediately goes for security. With his suspension, minus 3k DP is given to Jess and memory +1. Agumon's Inheritable gives minus 2k DP to Sistermon. And then, now that she's below 3k DP, Geogremon's Inheritable can finish her off. Finally, with Burst Mode's second effects, when one of your red and or yellow Tamers becomes suspended, trash the top card of your opponent's security. It was an Alphamon. Now Masaru's Fist will connect on 12k DP. Check. It's 13k on Craniumon. However, thanks to ShineGreymon's On Evolve, all opposing security Digimon currently have minus 3k DP, so Masaru breaks through Craniumon's shield. Now Burst Mode will attack on 15k as well. Check. Blasting straight through that level 7 Examon. Finally, for 2 cost, the Agumon in the raising area will evolve into Geogreymon and turn over. Masaru reverts to being just a tamer, and ShineGreymon reverts. Turn over, and at the start of the main phase, Yggdrasil absorbs Jesmon. Now they have 6 evolution cards, so reducing the cost of a Royal Knight by 10. For 1 cost, Leopardmon is played. Next, with the delay effects of one of the Purge of the Royal Knights, Yggdrasil will choose to play Gallantsmon from its evolution cards. Its on-play effects do not trigger, but with Rush, it immediately attacks ShineGreymon. On attack, it has no targets to delete, and with 13k DP, it impales the Dragon of Light. Finally, Leopardmon will use its main effect to reduce the cost of a Royal Knights by 4, so for 7 minus 4, 3 cost, a second Magnamon is played and turn over. Active, draw, Geogreymon still kept in the raising area. And for 4 cost, they will simply play BT-12 Masaru. Turn over, active, draw, and at the start of the main phase, Leopardmon, Gallanmon, and Magnamon will all be absorbed under Yggdrasil. With Magnamon's all turns, another draw. At this moment, Yggdrasil has 8 evolution cards, so it can reduce the cost of a Royal Knight by 12. So it would cost them 2 memory to play an Omnimon. And since Masaru only gave them 1 memory, they cannot play Omnimon while keeping turn. However, they can do this. With the delay effects of Purge of the Royal Knights, Yggdrasil will now deploy Leopardmon from its evolution cards. Now with its main effects, Leopardmon can play a Royal Knight from the hand at 4 less cost. And since they haven't used Yggdrasil's cost reduction this turn, the 2 cost reductions can stack. So combining Yggdrasil's 11 cost reduction with Leopard's 4 cost reduction for 14 minus 15, 0 cost, it's time! To fend off Masaru's fists, Yggdrasil will now command the acting leader of the Royal Knights to descend. Here comes the omnipotent hero of the Royal Knights, Omnimon! And of course, with his on play, he will command all the Royal Knights in Yggdrasil's evolution cards to deploy. So here they come. The Crimson Duke, Gallantsmon. The Armored Crusader, Magnamon. The New Hope, Jesmon. And the original leader, Alphamon. Thus, the Yggdrasil in the breeding area is trashed. Jess and Gallant don't have any targets to delete with their on-plays. With Alphamon's on-play, he absorbs the will of Craniumon from the trash to prevent Masaru from attacking with play cost 10 or higher Digimon until the end of the next turn. And of course, with Leopardmon's all-turns effect, all 6 Knights become blockers until the end of Masaru's turn. So now they have 6 attackers with Rush, but against 6 security, they do not have lethal. And if they attack even once, Masaru will get an additional tamer. However, Masaru's field is relatively set up already, so it might not make that much of a difference. And if they don't attack at all, that might reduce their chances of winning. And they do have some insurance in the form of Jesmon's all turns DP gain, so they are going to attack. Magnamon goes first. Check. But of course it's just Masaru. Leopard goes next. Check. 7k on ShineGreymon. Trashed. Alphamon attacks. Check. 5k on Geogrey. Trashed. Jesmon attacks. Check. 2k on Agumon. Trashed. Gallanmon attacks. Check. 2k on Agumon X. Trashed as well. And Omnimon attacks. Final security check for Masaru. And it is just 2k DP on another Agumon. Absolutely trashed. And to end things off, For 4 cost, Yggdrasil will play its second piece of insurance, Sistermon Noir. On play search, 1, 2, and 3, they search out Omnimon, trashing the rest. And with that, turn over, and during the active phase, since Sistermon Noir gives reboot to all of her Digimon with the Royal Knight traits, all 6 of the Royal Knights stand up as blockers. And with Jesmon's alternate effects, they all gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plus 6k DP. Draw, and of course Yggdrasil has to move out. At the start of the main phase, they gain 1 memory, and they will pay 2 to turn both Masarus into Digimon. It's time. First, the lower Masaru attacks. With Agumon's Inheritable, minus 2k DP is given to Magnamon. Since there are so many cards on the field, let's use some yellow dice to keep track of the DP minus. And of course, with Masaru's Digisoul charge, Yggdrasil will now evolve into ShineGreymon. And on evolve, another copy of Masaru is played. In response to Masaru's attack, Magnamon moves to block, takes out Masaru, but with ShineGreymon's effect, after going to the trash, he is recovered back on top of security. Next, for 1 cost, ShineGreymon will evolve into ShineGreymon X. On evolve, here comes another copy of BT-13 Masaru, and since ShineGreymon is in its evolution cards, with 4 applicable tamers, it inflicts minus 8k DP to Jesmon. Masaru's on-play suspend is optional, so they choose not to use it. Next, the upper Masaru attacks. This time with Yggdrasil's Inheritable, 1 draw, and of course once again with Masaru's Digisoul Overdrive, ShineGreymon X will now evolve into the original BT2 ShineGreymon. 1 draw. On evolve, suspend all of your yellow tamers. 1, 2, and 3. For each tamer you suspend this way, activate the following effect. 1 opposing Digimon gets minus 4k DP for the turn, so they have 3 shots of it. They send 1 to Jesmon, and the remaining 2 to Gallantmon. Next, the BT-13 Masarus will resolve their effects when suspended, minus 3k DP inflicted to Leopardmon, memory plus 1, and again, minus 3k DP to Leopardmon, and another memory. And finally, with the 3rd copy of BT-12 Masaru's Digisoul charge, pushed into a desperate corner against the Royal Knights, Masaru's emotions will take a dark turn. And for a split second, his pure hot-blooded passion transforms into a wish for destruction. Corrupted by the malice in that wish, ShineGreymon burst evolves into ShineGreymon Ruin Mode. 1 draw. On evolve, all of your opponent's Digimon get minus 5k DP until the end of your opponent's turn. So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, a total of minus 35k DP to Yggdrasil's field. At this moment, Jesmon currently has a total of minus 17k DP. And with his alternate effects, his DP is currently at 11 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 17k, which means he's successfully depleted to 0 and is erased from the field. This causes a chain reaction because with Jesmon gone, all of the other Knights and Digimon lose that bonus 6k. So of course, CL is depleted, Magna is depleted as well with its alterns, 1 draw first. Leopardmon has hit minus 11, so it is also depleted, and Gallantmon has hit minus 13, so it is depleted as well. And after that burst of destruction, only Omnimon and Alphamon remain on Yggdrasil's field with minus 5k DP each. Masaru is still in the middle of attack. If they block Masaru's attack, Masaru will be deleted and recovered as security thanks to ShineGreymon's Inheritable, and that would mean they have no chance of winning the next turn. So they're going to let the attack through and bet on the 1 chance that Masaru survives this security check. However, the only card in Yggdrasil's deck with less than 3k DP is the option card Purge of the Royal Knights, and they've already used 2 and trashed 1, so there's only 1 copy remaining. It's an extremely slim chance, but Omnimon and Alphamon choose to bet on it. Final security check for the Royal Knights, and it is, unfortunately, at 11k DP, the chivalrous Wyvern Dynasmon. So Masaru is taken out, and with ShineGreymon's Inheritable, after going to the trash, he is recovered, leaving them with 2 security. Ruin Mode cannot attack because of Alphamon's block. For 3 cost, they play Agumon, and for 2 cost, evolve it into ShineGreymon. Turnover. Alphamon attacks on 7k DP. Check. But of course they know it's a Masaru. Omnimon attacks on 9k DP as well. Final security check for Masaru again, but we know it is another copy of BT-12 Masaru. Finally, for 4 cost, Omegamon is played. On play, 1 draw, Ruin Mode's DP minuses finally expire and turnover. Active, draw, hatching, Kuromon. At the start of the main phase, ShineGreymon gives memory +1, and paying 3 Masarus are ready to rumble. They aim their fists at Yggdrasil's face. Yggdrasil has no blockers on the field and no security remaining. It's a direct attack and the match is over. The winner is Masaru.